A popular saying is nothing I ever lost on the internet, but what is something you have been searching for years and you haven't found it yet? An Antique Roadshow episode where the appraiser asked the owner if they had cleaned a priceless Milanese helm. They responded, "I hit it with a little lemon pledge," and the appraiser visibly shivers. There was this game on Windows 3.1 similar to the board game Life. You allocated time each day to studies, work, and rec in order not end up a bum on the street or dead. All the shitty Fruity Loops music I made in my early 20s, that was on MySpace. I tried to find the browser games I played when I was a kid. Some of them no longer exist. https://lostmedia-wiki.com/pastopia_open bracket partially_found_online_game semicolon_open-2001-2011. Around 1999 I had borrowed a digital camera from school and took a lot of pictures of friends and stuff. It was back when people really didn't carry around cameras except for special activities. I remember uploading them to my brother's university Unix shell account to share with some people, but when he graduated and that account closed, I lost access and didn't have any backups. Really wish I still had those photos. Nobody has them. Around 12-13 years ago, I got into StumbleUpon, which was a Firefox extension that adds a button to your screen that takes you to a random page that someone marked as interesting. Once, I found a flash animation that portrayed a recreation of a white hat hacker doing a penetration test on a web application. The whole thing was a Linux command shell without any GUI. It started with an IRC chat where someone asks the hacker to look into his application and sent him a URL and another URL for the source code. After a sped up 3 minutes of curl, grep, and SSH, the hacker built a command line script that can pull any username and email from the site. Never found it again. Thanks Uzamiak for finding the video. It's called 0 Day. https://www.youtube.com/watch?vecals qb8-0zgie7a by milw0rm. What color is Groglin Grey? Grandfather always talked about painting his house Groglin Grey, but I can find no reference for it. An electronic copy of the Machine Gun Dealer's Bible, which I bet a co-worker years ago I could find. In an effort to prevent myself from owing him $5, I am still looking for it. In 2003, there was a commercial for I think E-Trade where a CEO retires and hands the company over to his stoner bro grandson, whose entire press conference is him saying, "I'm so stoked, everyone dumps the stock immediately," and the ad was about how quickly you could trade using E-Trade. My family loved that commercial to the point where we had shirts made that said "I'm so stoked." I have looked through a lot of commercial compilations in YouTube, but have still never found that ad. All through school they taught us you can never truly delete anything online, and even if you delete it someone can still find it. While this may be true if you seriously pissed off a master computer hacker, but for the average person this claim is completely BS. I went on a few dates with a girl a few summers ago and I really liked her. All of a sudden though she just vanished. Like her Snapchat was deactivated, completely disappeared off Facebook, Instagram, everything. I tried texting her a couple of times but she never responded. I got a little worried because she's not the type of girl to ghost like that, and she struggles with suicidal thoughts and mental health issues, so you can see why this might be concerning. Since she wasn't responding and I didn't really know any of her friends to ask about her, I went full social media creep mode to try and at least find out what happened to her. I figured if she had killed herself there would be something online about it. Well, I didn't find anything, like literally no evidence that this girl even existed besides a picture of her on her brother's Facebook page. I didn't even know she had a brother. He was just the only person that came up if you searched her name on Facebook. Googling her name also yielded no results. Since I could literally find nothing about her online, I figured she had just blocked me for some reason and I eventually gave up. I tried searching her on Facebook a couple times over the next year or so, but nothing ever came up. This past summer she popped up in my Snapchat friend suggestions, and honestly it was such a relief to finally see some evidence that she was alive. I added her not expecting her to add me back, but she did and she actually messaged me. We met up again and went for a hike and grabbed dinner together to catch up. Turns out she was going through some rough times and didn't want to talk to anyone and disappeared, but she's doing much better now. Things didn't work out with us romantically again, but she's still one of my closest friends now. Edit 2. Huge kudos to you Bon Jelly for finding it and to the National Film Board. https://www.nfb.org/. reddit.ca/anti-smoking-film-s/playback/hash1 for keeping it. This one comes from my mom, a Canadian, or American, based in Ontario, so we got any US channels, anti-smoking cartoon from the 70s or 80s, where a guy is smoking and says I should quit. This will be my last cigarette if I see a woman in a fur coat and one immediately walks by, so he says, wearing green shoes and one does, and then walking a dog on a diamond leash. Actually, it was a tiger, and then when a woman in a fur coat wearing green shoes walking a tiger on a diamond leash walks by, he crushes his cigarette up and the tagline goes, what will it take for you to quit? Been looking for it for ages and haven't been able to find it yet. Edit. Put in proper sequence, and clarified that it could have been on Canadian or American television, based in Ontario. There was a quote that I read on the title of a post that went something like, just because you've gone down 90% doesn't mean you can't go down another 90%. It's related to the stock market and can also apply to life. I've wanted to find out who said that for the longest. That one porn video. A short comedy sketch where a guy dies after calling in sick to work. Con Air was on the TV when detectives found the body, so they assumed he was a massive Nicolas Cage fan, and the dead guy has to watch all his friends judge his love of Nicolas Cage from the afterlife. Then his guardian angel appears in the form God thinks he'd love most, Nicolas Cage from Con Air. I used to watch it all the time years ago and now can't find it anywhere. Edit solved-ish. Thanks to the folks below, it's a Collegia humor sketch called The Second Most Embarrassing Way to Die. Unfortunately all sites that hosted it only have dead links so far. Still digging for it. Edit to solved, you armchurls found it. Starts around 4:30 https://vimeo.com/105654143. This video I think I found on Vimeo of these guys working at a bong shipping facility. Apparently a customer requested a video of the process of putting together their new order for shipping. These two guys put together a great video with them dancing to Maniac by Michael Cimbello throughout it. I'd love anyone who can find what I'm talking about. A flash animation video of O.J. Simpson playing golf and killing small animals, talking about how the liberal media has besmirched his name. Edit. Tigger0jk has found it. www.reddit.com/r/e98jnm/a_popular_saying_nothing_I__the/fei1ym/ please shower him with fake internet points and coins. Edit 2. For visibility. You Tigger0jk. Happy to help. I just love Flash, and people are working hard to preserve old Flash content. I will take this opportunity to share. The Flash games postmortem. John Cooney at GDC 2017. https://www.youtube.com/watch?vec65crlknqr0e. If you care about preserving Flash content you can support Ruffle. https://github.com/sponsors/herzshell, an open source Flash player emulator, which Newgrounds will soon use. https://twitter.com/tomfolp/status/1202210664653185024 to allow playing old Flash games in the browser without Flash Player. A computer game I played as a kid. I remember very little of it, but it was one of the things I remember most of my childhood. This would have been circa the mid-90s, Windows 95 era, and it was a ROM game or something that came with the computer. All it was these little scenes you could choose, and then you click on different things and they become animated. The one I remember most was a creepy castle scene. You click on a window and a pair of red eyes appeared in it. You click the sky and there'd be thunder and lightning. If anyone has any recollection of this, please let me know. This is my biggest internet white whale. Edit. Wait, I'm the top comment in a thread with 28,000 comments? Damn. I owe you all one of the best glasses of sweet tea you'll ever have. Stop by sometime. Giant thanks to you Detectividokes for helping me figure out something I have spent years searching for. That song I can kinda hum, but only know one word to, and to Google song lyrics plus love would clearly be ridiculous. Whoever wrote the song have. Nobody knows who wrote it, and a couple of us redditors have been searching for a while. Edit. Who the hell upvoted this shit? Edit 2. We've already contacted Michael, Pat's brother, and confirmed it isn't Pat. The full series of Pirates of Dark Water. Edit. For those posting torrent links, I appreciate it, but I'm on mobile as my laptop is DOA. Edit 2. Apparently I can torrent on my phone. So I will have to get an SD card with a lot of storage and check this out as soon as possible. Yo, this girl posted to Reddit years and years ago about having to be hospitalized because she used a spicy sausage to masturbate with. I have no idea how to find that. The video of that news anchor show host lady who committed suicide live on air in the 80s. Also, the music video to Svamerka by Senna M. Edit. The music video has been found, courtesy of You Ointment Moist. Weather quote. I wanted 16 candles Molly Ringwald, not pretty and pink Molly Ringwald. Comes from. I don't know if anyone will be able to find this, but it's worth a try. Sometime around 6 years ago I was hanging out with friends and they decided to put on a horror movie. I was almost certain it was on Netflix, but I could be wrong. The movie was an Asian horror, but I can't remember which, though I think it was Japanese. The plot was interesting in that it was about an actress who gets a role in a movie about a real-life murder that had made the news years ago. The actress plays the girl that was murdered, but she is great at the role because she was the girl that was murdered in her past life, and she's reincarnated. So creepy shit and memories flood back as she's filming this movie. Anyway, I've looked up everything I could and have found absolutely nothing, so I'm starting to think the movie doesn't exist. Someone tell me it does. Edit. Thank you guys, it's called Reincarnation, 2005. You ever have a vague memory of something and thought it might have just been a dream, but then discover a video or pictures of it later and it feels surreal? That's how I just felt watching the trailer, lol. I've posted this a couple of times, but it's my absolute white whale and I'd love it if one day someone could help me find it again. I can't for the life of me track it down, but I once read a story, not on Literotica, I just found it bouncing around the web, that included an 18-year-old boy who could make anything happen just by wishing for it. He started out by having sex with all the cute girls in his school, and then when he got bored of that he made his mother into his own personal sex slave, and then when he got bored of that he turned his cat into a sort of Nico cat Jiral anthro thing and had sex with her. The story took a more bisexual turn after a while, and he ended up with, at various points, his hot neighbor and a harem of boys from school. So far, so normal-ish. Eventually, I can only assume because the writer ran out of ideas, he started conjuring up fictional characters to bone, starting with, and I promise you, this is as true as I remember it, Count Chocula. Cue long descriptions about the Count's long, pale fingers all over his body, and even though the boy isn't into it to start with, eventually he concedes, drops to his knees and begins to suck cock like a pro. Spoilers, yes, it tastes like chocolate. No matter what I try, I can't track it down, and it's slowly driving me insane. It was at least 50,000 words long, and surprisingly well written given just how fucking mental it ended up being. There were a couple of chapters that followed, but I never managed to find it again. At this point I'm considering writing it up myself just so I can preserve it in some form or other. A desktop wallpaper I had back in 2009 to 2010ish. It was some digital art of a female with her face sticking halfway through a vertical waterline with goldfish floating about. Her hand was also in the frame and she had thin gold hoop bracelets on. It was such a dreamy piece of art. I miss it. A quote from a book, maybe Lundy Bancroft, about how to get a friend out of an abusive relationship. I want the original source. I believe it was in a Q&A format that ran a bit like this in ideas, but not phrasing. Q. My friend is in an abusive relationship, but she won't allow us to help her leave it. How do we safely get her out? A. You don't. You need to offer her the opposite of what her abuser is, choices. Allow her to socialize with whom she wishes, even her abuser because he is probably isolating her. Forgive her for being flaky, because he may not be. Allow her to choose for herself even if you disagree with the choice because that's the opposite of what he's doing. She has to decide to leave by herself. During some in-depth discussion on the Lord of the Rings lore, the conversation turned somewhere deep in the appendices, or in some additional notes of Tolkien's, to the future of Middle-earth, specifically of the hobbits, hundreds of years after Ellis's reign. He, as you may remember, designates the Shire a protected area that men cannot enter. As time passes, these rules are gradually forgotten. The men harass the hobbits, forcing them to become more secretive and reclusive. Their culture suffers, they forget their music and books, their cookery and their stories, and become like animals, hunted by cruel men for sport. The passage ended with the notion that hobbitkind had not been seen more many years, though there was a chance they could be deep in hiding, or that they had forgotten what they were. It was depressing as fuck, but this discussion took place online in about 2009 to 2010 and I haven't, since, been able to find the source. I recall wanting a source and being given one, and I followed the links and confirmed it myself, reading the depressing passages although not committing the exact text to memory. Was it a LOTR appendix? A separate letter detailing the Hobbit's sad future? Could even have been Chris Tolkien's musings. I honestly don't know. I have wanted to refer back to it in the years since, but as I say, I can't find it. The only line I remember with clarity was the hunted by cruel men for sport.